That's too much black and white. Um, let's see, can we clean some of this up a bit? So let's see, can we take this? I like that. That's my son's. Let's see, can we take this? Let's see, can we take this? Get that Abby and Libby, never forgotten on there. And I don't think I have my original. Just my original right here with Brittany Shanks on it. Look at my original. Let me see. Pull this up. And I'm not going to put my chat on the side. But look, y'all see this right here? And see this right here? If it don't say anything naughty, I'll read it. I love you too, babe. Hello, Kelly. It's Davies. Morticia Simmons. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine. Lula Bells. Nice seeing you again. Corrine Sarah, if I pronounced that correctly. From New Zealand. I'm getting a lot of people from overseas because everybody in America is probably asleep right now. But when you can't, when you haven't eaten anything, you tend to stay up late. Good morning from Tennessee. What's up, Sherry B? Hummingbird. Call it the morning. All sad to say I know each and every one of these cases. Bottom row, middle child, broken heart. Yes. Yes. Good morning, everybody. I guess good morning. Pamela, good morning. I'm Perth from Australia. Good morning, Perth. Do this like and chill, like hold up in here. I'm not asleep. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. What's up, Mars in the building. Somebody left a comment. Tua is coming to the Dolphins. You know, we big Dolphins fans over here. Somebody left a comment. What's up, Michelle? And I got a lot of awesome comments over the entire month of April alone. I got amazing comments. Like, it makes me feel bad when someone pours their heart and their everything and they write these really long comments and I can't respond to them all. But I haven't missed them. I have read every single one, and I plan to respond to every single comment that you put your all into. I could never let somebody go so in depth of making a comment and just look at it and not say anything at all. That's not my personality. Even if it's a lot, I'll eventually get to it. There's a YouTube video on my channel where literally every comment is saying, I love you, John. It's designed that way. If you see the video, it's like 3 minutes long. I'm going to sit here one day in this chair and I'm going to reply to 100% each and every comment saying that they love me. So, hubby is a Dolphins fan, yes. But one of the comments that I got was someone saying, like, it's awesome what you do for the victims, but who is Jon Chrymes? You know, and I've never been a traditional YouTuber. I don't plan to be a traditional YouTuber. I just plan to be me, and wherever the chips fall is wherever the chips fall. So I said, what if I surprised everybody and I would have did my next documentary would have been on me, especially for Child Abuse Awareness Month. But it would have taken so much. It takes a long time to make these videos. There's no way I can make these videos like everybody else make their videos in a week. So I said, I'll go live and I'll tell the story of me. And then anybody who wants to come back and look at this live and check on it, they'll know why I feel the way I feel and why I act the way I act. Yeah, why I do the things I do. And if you rock with me, like we only have one life, what's up? You probably heard some of these stories anyway, but you probably never heard them all in one place that you can see them. So I'm going to be completely open. I'm not going to be completely open. I'm going to be 98% open and tell you all of my life. I was born in Macon, Georgia. to Johnny and Sharon. And I want you guys to know, as I tell y'all my whole life, that my mom not only is subscribed to this channel, but she gave me a very heartwarming text message after she saw my video on JJ and Tylee. I'm gonna say JJ and Tylee Ryan, but people are so detailed they'll think I called JJ last name Ryan. So JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. She saw my video and she sent me a text message. So she's going to see this. So I'm about to talk about my mom and everybody, and they're going to watch this live that you guys are seeing. My family is all subscribed to this channel. So my dad met my mom in 9th grade, and they fell in love, and they were very dirt poor growing up in the city of Macon, Georgia. And they lived in the projects called Alphabet City, because in Macon, Georgia, Alphabet City, every street was named a letter of the alphabet. People lived on J Street, people lived on L Street, M Street. It was all alphabet. And my grandmother did not like my dad. He would sneak my mom out of the window, and they would go win these dance competitions everywhere. They were like, he would flip my mom around, and they do all this dance. He would sneak her back in. They win these big trophies, and he sneak her in at night. But they dated all through high school, and he went to the Air Force as she was pregnant with my older brother, and he lost his life 3 months later from SIDS. As he lost his life, my mom had my sister that you see here in the middle of the photo. My sister, that's me and my sister in the middle. If you're like, who are those two children in the middle? That's me and my sister. But my sister is a year older than I am. And so my sister was second born, but she was the oldest. And she's, if you meet my sister today, in which my sister is going to see this video, you would consider on the outcore way tougher than I am. I think I'm way tougher than her on the inside. I think we're just tough on different things. On street stuff, she's a billion times tougher than me. But like if my mom were to pass, my sister I would be the one that would have to hold it together for everybody. I would have to take care of everything. I would have to be the backbone. I would have to be tough in a way that she can't be tough in. So Mom, when you see this, why don't you tell me if I'm right or wrong on this point? But we were completely polar opposites. So my dad had my older sister, and then he has me. And my dad's name is Johnny, and he's Johnny the third. And there's a billion Johnnies in my family. And so my mom wanted to name me Johnny. And he didn't want that. He was tired of seeing Johnnies. So this Hispanic nurse comes in when I'm born, and she starts giving my mom and my dad suggestions. My mom's name is Sharon. My dad's name is Johnny. So the nurse tells them, since you're John, John, and you're Sharon, Sha, why don't you name him Jon Shay? And that's what they named me. They named me Jon Shay. And because of the middle name, they gave her surname as being Hispanic, Montez. So my name is Jon Shay Montez Chrymes. Chrymes, spelled that way, is from my last name, Chrymes, being Rhynes. Chrymes, and with crimes is crimes. So that's how I got the name Jon Chrymes. But that's how my full name, Jon Shay Montez Chrymes. As soon as we left the hospital, you stayed at the hospital like 3 days. My dad was stationed in the Air Force in Washington. And so as soon as my mom left the hospital, we moved to Washington. And we stayed to Washington until I was about 3 years old. I don't really have memories of Washington. Sometimes I think I dream, but you're 3 years old. I'm like, is this dream real or whatever? But I see the photos of us in Washington, and I think that had a lot to do on my psyche or how I grew up, because the photos I see of my mom and dad and me and my sister in Washington, they're of middle class housing, snow around. We're on play sets. It looks like a family sitcom, just the all-American middle class family. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. So my dad cheated on my mom, and my mom left my dad. And when she left my dad, she left the Air Force and the middle class life and everything we had. She packed the two children on the airplane, and she moved back to Macon, Georgia, in the projects called Alphabet City. But there was something different about when we landed. And I do remember meeting my cousins and people when we landed. I remember them picking on me because they said that I talked differently. They were amazed that I didn't sound like them. I do remember my sister. I remember them taking a liking to my sister very, very quickly, but they didn't take a liking to me. I was just way too different. I wasn't. Um, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can tell who's a nerd at such an early age. Um, but I was in a different category because I was an intellectual that would fight. That if I saw something that wasn't right, I'm going to say I didn't play my role. So like if you're a skinny little guy, you're supposed to just get beat up. I'll be the skinny little guy. If you say something to me, you may beat me up. You're gonna earn it. You're gonna have to go through hell to get it because I'm not gonna let you get anything from me. And I just remember my sister taking a liking to everybody and everybody liking her and thinking she's so cool. And I just remember being outcast, just instantly. My mom is the oldest daughter of five children from my grandmother. So my grandmother had five girls. So I'm gonna hold my hand up here for five girls, and my thumb will be my mom. So you have my mom, her next to youngest sister, and then you have the third, fourth, and fifth. So when I do from my mom to the third, there's a sister in between. My grandmother is married to my grandfather. And as she's married to my grandfather, they have my mom. And then she cheats on my grandfather with another married man, and they have my aunt. And then they have the second one for my grandfather. So this person here, I won't say her name, the one that my grandmother cheated on my grandfather with another married man, this was her golden child. This was the one that could do no wrong. So if you look from oldest to youngest and which child of the five girls that my grandmother would have, my mom would have the first child, my brother that died. After my brother died, the golden one that she cheated on my grandfather with another married man with, she had the first son. And since my brother died, she had the first son. This was the first golden grandbaby. I won't say a name. He was the first golden. I'm going to give him a fake name because he's going to be very important to the story of my life. So let's call him, my headphones are called Astro. Let's call him Astro. Astro is the golden grandbaby. Is one little baby kid and these girls here. And so Astro is, he would be physically the perfect grandchild. He would grow up to be on the news station networks as the city of Macon, Georgia's perfect quarterback that's going to get drafted and go to the NFL. He excelled in baseball, excelled at all sports, and my grandmother would take all five of her girls to do everything for him. So when I came back, I'm this scrawny little like skinny, weird, nerdy guy that's just so different than everybody in the hood growing up. And when I came back, you know, they had Astro and then my sister. My sister was born after him. They took a liking to each other like brother and sister. They got along very well. And if you are a real life brother and sister to someone, if you're real flesh and brother and sister, you do these play fights where get away from me. I don't want you around me. But me being in a different world that I wasn't accustomed to, and the only person who I felt so close to my biological sister that I was born right-handed. But if you notice anything about me, I'm left-handed. I do everything with my left hand. The reason I do everything with my left hand, I taught myself to be left-handed because my sister was left-handed. My mother would come in the room when we was growing up, and she would see my sister writing with her left hand, and I'll be writing with my right hand. I look at her, and I would switch the pen to my left hand to be just like my sister. That's how close I was to her. So it took another major effect on me when I was cast aside to Astro, who was the polar opposite of me. And I never seen my grandfather. I never even seen a photo of my grandfather. But everybody tell me I look like my grandfather. And I think that the way that I physically resemble my grandfather, and me being the oldest, I don't even know what word I should use. Should I use legal? Since she was married to my grandfather, since I wasn't like a bastard grandson or whatever, I look like my grandfather, who my grandmother was married to and didn't like. And I'm the first one of him that's a male. I don't know. I think she took all her anger out on me. And I'm little, and I don't understand how to defend myself because I'm too young. So if my mom would have to go out and work all day long, and they would do stuff to me and harass me and belittle me and stuff, now on the outside, while my sister may have like Astro, I'm her biological blood brother. She would just kill anybody. My sister will only like me in dire situations, which we'll talk about when I get older as a teenager. But like if she saw me in distress, she would turn to my real sister. But my grandmother, it doesn't matter how much my sister cared about me. My sister was a child. So adults know how to get around children. Let's wait till his sister is gone. He's by himself, and let's just torment and fuck with him. The closest thing I could show y'all, if you were to physically see this happening, you should watch the movie called Antoine Fisher. That's the closest thing I can show you all, because when I became an adult and I walked in the room and the movie Antoine Fisher was playing, something came over my whole body. I was looking, I was amazed at what I saw. Everything from Antoine Fisher, seeing the table of food with the father side of the family and him trying to see his father side of the family, the tear in his eyes. I've only seen that movie once. I can't watch it again because it was so closely related to my life and the things that Antoine Fisher grandmother did. You know, it was like when I saw Antoine Fisher, I said, I can never make a movie about my life, because if I would, they'll think that I'm biting from Antoine Fisher. Like, it's amazing to watch another grown man go through everything that I went through. But as we grew up, you know, Astro is 2 years older than me. So if Astro is in 5th grade, I'm in 3rd grade. Astro's in 6th grade, I'm in 4th grade. So and my sister is 1 grade ahead of me. So it'd be Astro 6th grade, my sister 5th grade, me 4th grade. All of us were together. And as we were together, you can clearly tell I was a nerd. And I'll give you something that may not be horrific to you guys, but it's a very horrific memory that happened to me. And I don't really have memories of Washington because I was too young, and we just lived in Macon, Georgia my whole life. So the first time we got to leave the state, and I'm just so excited, my mind blown, is our church, Stinsonville Baptist Church, was taking a road trip to Panama, Florida. We're in Georgia. We're only going one state away to Florida, and I was going to France. Like I couldn't believe there's palm trees. I get to see them. I was so excited about going on this trip with the church. And of course, my mom wasn't going to be able to go because she has to work. I remember a week before we went on this trip, I was in 3rd grade. So in 3rd grade, they taught us that a tomato is not a vegetable, it's a fruit. And anything I learned in life, it was amazing to me. It was just what I thought, you know, like imagine a 9-year-old, like everybody in class, they're not paying attention. I'm like, wow, you're making, because the seeds are inside. I'm like, I'm so excited. I run home. I tell my mom, Imagine a mom with her little 9-year-old boy coming in the house running with a big smile on his face and like, mom, mom, mom. Like, I learned a tomato is a fruit. It's not a vegetable. And she was so happy. My mom took me to my grandmother, who hates me, at 9 years old, and she says, my mom don't know like what's going on. So my mom is like, yo, tell her what you told me. And I'm scared. I don't want to talk to her. I'm looking down, and I look up and I say, a tomato is a fruit, and I'm just don't want to talk. I don't want to look up. And my mom is all happy. She was like, he's just so eager to learn. She's proud of her son. So we drive on this church trip all the way to Florida, away from my mother, away from everybody, all the grandchildren there. Astro is there, my sister is there, all the other grandchildren younger than me. And I've never seen the ocean before in my life. I don't even understand salt water or none of this. I'm from a little city called Macon, Georgia. And when we get down there, my all my cousins, my sister, all of them run to the water. And I get ready to take off my shirt at 9 years old to run to the water. And my grandmother says, come here. And she's with all my aunts and everybody. She says, I want you to tell them what your mama told me to tell. And I was like confused. I just want to go play on the beach. I was like, oh, a tomato is a fruit. And she says, shut the fuck up and sit right here. And I was in trouble. And she told everybody she couldn't stand me, and she, I was just so fucking confused. I was like, I looked at my sister, and I wanted my sister so badly because I know that like if my sister knew, even at 10 years old, if she knew that my grandmother was just doing some shit like this, she would say something. So I watched everybody play in the ocean and play all weekend on the beach, and I remember when my sister finally ran to me. And I'm sitting by my grandmother and everybody. I'm just sitting there on punishment. I didn't do shit. And I remember my sister just looked at me and she was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And she was pissed. And I couldn't say what was wrong. I just had to look there. And my grandmother just looked with this mean look on her face. And they had to go, I guess, when you get in salt water, the shit is all over you. So they had to go to the sprinkles to wash off because we were leaving. And I had to sit there, and my grandma, like, she kind of like whispered, yelled at me, like, you better not like move or say nothing. And my sister was just looking, just a look in her face. She knew something was wrong, but she's only 10 years old. I remember that specifically because I used to always think that maybe I'm doing something wrong that I'm not realizing I'm doing wrong. And I used to always like, yo, am I a bad kid? But that was the one example because, at 9 years old when I left that trip to Florida and I went and asked my teacher again, and I was so upset at my teacher. I'm like, are you sure that a tomato is a fruit? Because I was just thinking that maybe that's why they hated me, because they think I'm lying. Maybe it's my teacher's fault that I got picked on and treated on the only trip I got to leave the state of Georgia. But beans would get a trillion times like worse over the years, and as they learned to manipulate my mom, who had to work 2 jobs. When you got a mom and she worked from here and she worked for here, and my mom could only afford to live like in a room or boarding house, so her children got to stay. We got to stay with her grandma and all my other grandkids or whatever and stuff, where I'm getting completely just done really, really bad. I'll just say this, and I'll just say that when I said I'll be 90% open or 95% open, just insert whatever you think I don't want to say. My sister feels like we didn't have the greatest relationship. But as a 40-year-old man, what divided me and my sister was normal stuff. We just didn't have a parent there to control the normal stuff. Siblings fight. Siblings don't want to be around each other. What my sister did was normal. She just didn't know that abnormal stuff was going on around this. and me being ostracized and treated so badly, me, in fourth grade, I made quiz bowl, and then I made math bowl. And when we would go to Astros, football games, baseball games, the whole family had to stop everything they're doing and go support and scream and yell for him. But it was, if I asked, like, the field trip to go to this quiz bowl event is like $3, and I went and I did all these myself. No one ever came to any quiz bowl game, math bowl game, whatever. They just wrote it on like little nerd stuff. It's not like normal. And you grew up in the hood, normal is football. Basketball is normal. This isn't normal. So I was again shunned. I was getting shunned. Then my mom got a little bit more money. She got enough money to be normal poor. When my mom got enough, and I'm right on time because I said fourth grade. I remember being 10 years old. I remember two digits. I was 10 years old when my mom met her boyfriend. Let's give him a name. What are we gonna call him? Let's call him Miami. Miami was an extremely muscular guy, and you could see it. He was one of those guys. You remember when guys would lift weights in the 90s? They have that. It looks like a wrestling belt turned backwards. He was a huge dude with these huge big muscles. And I ain't never had a dad or no dad. So just her being with a guy, and she wants to introduce me to this guy. And I go in there and I meet him, and I thought it was cool. I thought I was so happy to see just a dude around. I was like, wow, Astro has a guy around. His father takes him to his father, coach, everybody. I finally get to have a guy around. And I was asking him all kind of questions and stuff, and he was way worse than my grandmother. He was. I'll give you guys some stories about how messed up Miami was. He got a job being an inspector, and my mom was proud of him for having a job for being an inspector. And my mom left us home alone. And I'm a talkative little kid. I'm 10 years old. And I say to Miami, I want to test your inspecting skills. I'm thinking I'm having father-son time to a guy that wants to be my dad. And he said, you want to test my skills? I said, yeah. He's like, okay, let's go to the bathroom. He said, let's do it 30 minutes. You clean up the bathroom. If I find anything wrong in 30 minutes, I get to pop you. And I'm thinking, because we having a bonding moment, he's not serious. But I'm a perfectionist. I clean that spotless. I go all under the sink. I clean everything, the pipe sparkling. He goes in there and he finds one tiny speck of little lint under the sink. And then he takes off his belt, and you can see the anger in his face as he's biting down on his lip like he's in a fist fight, and he hits me as hard as I've ever been hit before. Fah! Like, when he hit me so hard the first time, I was just so confused because it hurt so bad. But I was looking at him like, this is supposed to be for play. Like we supposed to be, and he just kept going, boom, boom, boom. I'm fucking bleeding and shit. And he just kept hitting me because he's a grown up. Of course he gonna find something I would have to be perfect. And he beat the shit out of me. He beat me physically down. And when he beat me down, my mom came home. And when my mom came home, he ran and kissed her and gave her a hug. And she saw me crying on the floor. And she ran to me. She like, hey, what's wrong with you? And he said, oh, we just playing in here. We just playing nothing. He'll be all right. And then that was it. That was but like, I ain't really care about me that he hit like that, right? we would stay behind a house behind we like if there's a house in the hood and you go in the backyard, they got that other house back there. We would rent that out. That's where we would live, and it would be like it was a bad environment to live in because I remember like one day he lost his job. I remember my mom told us like I forgot what am I calling him. I'm calling him Miami. She's like Miami's on his way home. He just got fired, and me and my sister we would be scared as hell because he gonna take it off on us. He gonna go off and he gonna beat us because he lost his job or whatever. But I remember at nighttime. We didn't even have a mattress on the floor. We would be on the cold ground with sheets in a room, nothing in the room, just sheets on the ground. And I remember I'd be asleep, and my sister would wake me up, and she'd tell me to whip. She was like, "What?" I'm like, she was like, "He hitting our mom," and I ain't believe her. And I like, "Ain't you tripping?" I try to go back to sleep. And then I remember I heard it, and I remember my sister realized her little brother heard it, cause I'm thinking my sister lying. But then when you hear something distinct and you hear him yelling and he hits your mom, and I remember the split second I like, oh, she not lying, it's for real. I cried and put my head down, and my sister helped me in the room. And from that point on, I think my sister went to stay with my aunt, and so it was just me there with my mom. And I think that Miami felt that. I can only guess. I don't know. I think Miami felt that he beats women, but he don't want to sneak and do it because there's parameters around it. So one night, it's crazy because I was in fifth grade, so I'd be 11 years old. One night, him and my mom was arguing, and my heart beating fast. But I always felt like my mom is safe as long as I'm in the room. He ain't gonna hit my mom in front of me. He ain't gonna let it be known publicly like that. He don't know that I know that he hit my mom. So all I gotta do is stay in the room. And I stood in the room and I saw a man hit my mom. And it really fucked me up in a different way than y'all thinking. It fucked my head up seeing when his fist hit my mom's face. It fucked me up because as soon as he hit my mom, I ran out the door and I was just running as fast. I was just running as fast as I could. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, man. Like I just was running, man. And I felt so shitty because I was so afraid of him being a bodybuilder. I was so afraid of his huge muscle. I was so afraid of him using intimidation and physical tactics. I was so afraid of this fucking guy that like if he was a normal dude, I would have a chance. But the fact that he knows he's big and muscular, and my mom ran out the door, and my mom ran after me, and then when my mom caught up to me, I remember my mom. I remember him yelling at my mom, and I think he was happy because I felt like I felt like he felt like he didn't have to hide anymore because now it's out in the open. Because he specifically told me, yeah, that's what happens, and if she get out of line again, that's what's gonna happen in this family from now on. So I felt like I fucked my mom up because I was in a room. So now because I was in the room, he gonna hit her publicly, so he can hit her all the time now. And then I felt like I was a coward because I ran away and I ain't even try to fight this dude. What the fuck an 11-year-old gonna do to a grown ass heavyweight bodybuilding ass dude? This, like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you supposed to die for yours. You supposed to. I felt stupid because I felt like I didn't protect my mom. So I can go back, I can leave, and I can go to my grandma's where everybody else at, and I can deal with the grandma stuff. And if I go deal with the grandma stuff, and it's funny, I put this in a song I wrote when I was in high school. Uh, I don't remember the exact line. angry now, one tired himself crazy now. He always smiles in the second his pain comes out. Robert De Niro, cause the bull is raging out. He feels stupid. I don't remember the words, but I was in the song. I was talking about like, do I go here and get it from my grandma? Do I stay here get it from my stepdad? Um, and my mom stayed with him. She stayed with him. She stayed with him all through high school, and she stayed with him all until I remember I was in love. You know, in the 1990s, you got your page and your beeper, and you know he can't really control my sister like he used to. I remember I used to be popular in high school because we used to do these dance competitions, and that's when I used to get a lot of girls, and I was really popular in school at this point. And we used to go to these competitions, and one of the competitions, like we was outside and everybody smoking weed, and my sister smoking weed. I ain't even like weed like that, but I remember my sister was blowing me a hit of weed, and I was catching it. So like, imagine your sister blowing you something, you catching it, and he saw us. He looked, the look on his face. He was so angry. He saw us. I mean, but we was high. Me and my sister was so fucking high. We was high and we big. Like you can't do what you used to do to us. What you gonna do? You can't beat us like that. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm about to graduate. You know, you can't beat us like he used to. Um, I think in high school I learned myself completely. Like I can't lie to my. I know exactly who I was as a person. I know what my triggers are. I know what made me care about things. I knew myself more than anybody knew themselves. And what I knew about myself in high school was that I am smart. I really am smart. If you try to put me down, I will destroy you. I will destroy you with words. There's nothing you can say that I can't. And instead of running from all the stuff I had been through in life, there is no running. You gonna suffer if you try to make me hurt. You come bother me, there's gonna be consequences. No one wanted to bother me. No one picked on me. No one did anything. And so social life mattered to me more than everything because you got to think when a person is being abused, when they leave school, when they leave social life, when they go into that house, there's nothing. And in high school, we stayed with my grandmother, who none of them ever liked me. And my grandmother is older now, but guess who's running the ship? Her golden daughter, Astro's mother, is running a house, whom she had out of wedlock to another married man. Whatever she wanted, she got. Let me tell you, my grandmother had 5 girls. My mom, Astro's mom, another one, another one, another one. When my grandmother would cook, before I was born, the big steak, big piece of chicken, whatever, it went to her. It didn't go to my mom, the oldest. It went to her. She got everything. The first car out of those 5 girls in high school, my grandmother got a car. It went to her. She blatantly treated them better. So out of all of her grandchildren, she blatantly treated Astro better. How much did she treat Astro better than she treated me? I worked at Burger King. Astro worked at S&S Cafeteria. It's disgusting wannabe Southern food if you're from Georgia. They were across the street from each other. Like I'm at Burger King, there it is right there. She would take Astro to work and I would walk. And sometimes when I'm walking to work, I would see them drive past me. No shame. There they go, this grandma and my cousin. And it didn't bother me because it was normal. It was just normal life. So it didn't. When you get done like that, so dirty, like so blatantly, it becomes normal. All right. So we in high school. I went through a ton of abuse. A lot of stuff that I skipped out that I don't feel comfortable telling you guys here. But a big traumatic event will happen when I'm 15 years old. You gotta think if I'm 15, this is Christmas. Yeah, this is Christmas break. So my birthday's February. So that February I'd have been 16. That'll put me at 16, my sister at 17, my cousin Astro at 18. So my cousin Astro, I know, is legally an adult. He's still in school. He's a grown ass man. according to the law. I'm a 15-year-old sophomore in high school, and my friends are spending the night over. And I walk in the house, and Astro starts picking on me. We're polar opposites. Everything I am intelligent, he is physical. We're polar opposites. But for Astro to pick on me, you're coming into my world. You're coming into mental world. You're coming into intelligence world. He's trying to pick on me in front of my two friends that have to spend the night with us. I mopped the floor with him. I embarrassed him. I made him look really bad. His mom is a hairdresser, and she don't have an office to fix hair in. So I called his mom door-to-door hair salesman. Like, what your mom do? Just walk up to people's houses? I tried to embarrass him for all the pain he inflicted on me in my life. And he looked at me and he said, what if I just beat the shit out of you right now? I'm start thinking, I know my sister ain't gonna allow this. And my sister is right in the back room. He not gonna do anything and run and jump before I get to my sister. So I was like, you started picking on me in front of my friends. And now that I start roasting you back, you want to fight. He said, yeah, I want to fight. I want to beat the shit out of you. So I laughed and I start walking to the door. And as soon as I turned the door to my sister's room, I got hit in the back of the head with an iron. Them old school irons. And I just remember being on the floor. He just beating the shit out of me with the iron. And I remember my sister screaming and crying. She trying to get out of that room, but he locked her in there. And she kicked the fucking door open. And then she coming in the room where I'm at. All my other cousins in the room. My two friends in the room. My grandmother. All of our grandmothers in the room. And she starts hugging Astro. She starts hugging my older 18-year-old legally grown cousin who's beating the shit out of me. But I know my advantage over him is I'm smart. And so I get up off the floor and I call the police. Because I call the police because I know I'm a minor and he ain't going to be spending Christmas with his family this time. So the police come and my grandmother, man, she painted me out to be the worst person on earth. I think this is the first time I ever went through gaslighting before in my life. She painted me out to be this demon that deserved to get destroyed, and she painted it out like this was an ass whipping that was in the making, and he's trying to use the age limit thing to get my favorite grandson arrested. And while you are smart, you are of limited intelligence because you're only 15 years old. I know I'm right. So I just kept telling the police, I did not fight this guy back because I know he's 18. I know it's the weekend. I know it's the holiday. You have to arrest him and he has to go to jail. If you don't send him to jail, all they're going to do is laugh and pick on me when y'all leave. And the cop knew I was right, but my mom ain't there to help me. The cop knew if this kid is been assaulted by an adult, we have to lock up the adult. But the cop didn't want to lock up Astro because of my grandmother and everybody saying shit about him. And so the cops leave and they didn't lock up Astro. And then everybody picked on me. And then I went to school and people was walking up to me laughing at me about getting beat up so bad. And this shows you how fucked up our family was because normally another person beats you up. Normally it's not your blood, like your moms or sisters, and then they go tell everybody, that's nothing though. That's just groundwork for I'm about to let y'all know. That's nothing. I remember, that summer of being 14 when I went to ninth grade, and when things would get really bad or my grandmother would do outrageous stuff, I would always tell myself, you got 4 years. In 4 years, I'm out. I'm out. I got 4 years. I don't care what they do to me. I don't care what happens in life. All I got is 4 years. I remember like 3 months before I graduated high school. I'm drinking with my friends. We drinking, we having fun, and my mom is in my grandmother's room. I remember this crystal clear. I remember I'm feeling good because I've been drinking, and I never go in my grandmother's room. I never say anything to her. I go in my grandmother's room, and I sit down next to my mom on the couch. She had a couch in her room, and my grandmother's in bed, and I'm just staring at my grandmother, just angry, just mean, just looking at her. I don't know, maybe my mom had intuition, but my mom saw the way I was looking at my grandmother, and she just jacked me up by my collar, and just my mom just took me out the room. She wasn't being mean to me. She just had great intuition, I guess. Cause I didn't say anything. I'm just sitting there quiet. I'm just looking at her. My mom just jacked me. She just took me all the way out the apartment and put me down the stairs because I think I was going to attack her. Just for all the stuff that had happened to me my whole life, I was going to come at my mom and my grandmother. And from there, I knew like I need to leave this place. I had already set up with the Air Force that after the summertime in August, I was going to go to boot camp. But I called my recruiter back and I told my recruiter, like, you need to get me out of here, like, as soon as possible. He was like, what do you mean by as soon as possible? I said, the first flight out. What if it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. And he hit me up and said, we got 3 days from now. I said, okay. I told my mama like I'm gone. I knew once I left, I never understood to this day, you meet people and they always say it doesn't matter, they're your family, they're your blood. I don't believe in that. I believe in how you treat me. You could be my biological mother. And if you causing nothing but pain and agony in my life, I'm out. You only got one life to live. I'm not going to let somebody make me suffer because we share some common traits in DNA. That's not me. I come back from the Air Force. Not for good, just like 4 years later. I come back from the military and all my family still poor in the hood. I go there and everybody just like ain't nothing happened. Like everything that happened growing, like nothing happened. They're just all happy, smiling. And I don't know how to feel. I'm like, you didn't like me when I left? I wasn't your racehorse. I don't have a relationship with, what is this? This is fake world? I'm supposed to act like nothing happened. I'm supposed to just smile in your face? No. I'm out. Like, this isn't real. This isn't real, man. Then think like even before, I don't know if maybe this is important. I mean, just I know a lot of people on here who already know me. They know that I've said this story a billion times, so I feel uncomfortable saying it again. Like it's like a broken record. But like the day I met my father, I was 16 in high school. I was spending the night at my cousin's house, and my mom came to get me on a Friday night, and I'm pissed the fuck off because I'm like, this is Friday. We got Saturday. I'm supposed to come back to Sunday, and she put me in the car. And we get in the car, her friend's driving, she's shotgun, I'm in the back seat, and I'm thinking I'm in trouble, like, why do I gotta go back tonight? And she was like, your father wanna see you, and my heart is beating out my chest. My heart is going crazy. I'm like, this is traumatic. Like, I wanna talk to you. I don't want your friend in the car with us. I wanna talk to my mom. Like, you're just gonna drive me here and put me out with this guy? There's so much stuff happened that I would never do to my children. Like when I look back and say this stuff out loud to you all, like none of this would have ever. I would never do this as a parent. But I'm not judging, my mom. I was fortunate enough to have my children at an older age when my mom had me at like 18, 19 years old. Her youngest child at 18, 19 years old. So, it was a different times or whatever. Hmm. So my oldest daughter, mom may not like this live, but it's the truth. I don't really reveal personal information, but just dealing with Astro, just the shit you go through in your life. I got into an argument with my oldest daughter, mom, and in this argument, she said, "That's why. That's why. If you only had an idea," and she was talking about her and Astro. Now, prior to this, I'm an adult, I'm 25 years old, 26 years old, and I feel like, the past is the past. We can't hold on to how we grew up together. I want to try to have an adult relationship. If I'm 25, 26, Astro 27, 28, let us bond and kick it together. So I got a girl, you got a girl, my girl, hang out with your girl, I hang out with my cousin for the first time. The little nerds hanging with the jock, and everything is good in life. But come to find out, the guy who I had been in shadow with my whole life, my grandma's favorite, had got really, really close to my daughter's mom, to say the least. Just like when we got into a fight or when he beat me down with an iron in high school, everybody catered to his side. When this situation happened and I left her, everybody catered to his side. Everybody hugged him, caressed him. It's going to be okay. They were having problems before you stepped in anyway. The same shit. They catered to him who messed with the mother of my daughter. Still in the shadow of Astro, right? It was the first time in my life that Astro was afraid of me. He was afraid I'd kill him. I've never seen him again. I haven't seen him not once since I was about 26 years old. He avoids me at all costs. Never laid eyes on him. Never been in the same room with him. Like right after this, I'm dating the mother of my three children, who y'all see on my channel and stuff all the time. She's just my girlfriend. My evil grandmother has kidney failure, so she's on dialysis. She also has cancer. And through blood transfusions of these two diseases, one of the bags was wrong, so she has HIV. She has HIV, cancer, and she's on dialysis. You ever notice, you guys ever notice, like, I guarantee Brad Pitt would have done a backwards flip to win an Academy Award when he was in his 20s. Brad Pitt just won the Academy Award this year. Brad Pitt is at such an age now that little trophy don't mean nothing to him. And that's the best example I can give y'all to how I feel. All of the evil stuff you've done is coming down a billion times to end your life. I take no pleasure in it because I'm older and mature. There's no yay, there's no nothing. It's just at the time when I found out that she had HIV, cancer, and I was on dialysis, my brain was like, I'm gonna stay over here So that way, when she passed away, she can be around her loved ones, the people who care about her. Everybody should be around their loved ones. To me, that's the ultimate respect. But I'm around my girlfriend at the time, and my family start calling me. I forget the place. You guys know, where do you go when you're dying? Where do you go? I can't think of the name. Where do you go when you're dying? Oh, it's like right on my tongue. It's like right. I keep thinking dialysis because I'm thinking about kidney. Um, Hospice, yes. Thank you, hospice. I'm on the couch, me and my girlfriend apartment. I only got a little daughter, Jayla. Jayla, like what, 2 years old at this time, whatever, three. Uh, my family start calling me saying that my grandmother is, she's gonna die today. We want you here. You know what I'm saying? When she will wake, she will ask where you are. I couldn't believe it, man. Like, I'm being nice. I'm being nice. I'm not wishing you death. I'm not wishing you nothing. I'm allowing you to be around your loved ones. And my family is trying to make me feel bad. I don't want to be there at her dying moment. What do you want me to do? You want her to see my face or something so she can feel like all the wrong I've done to this kid, he knows I'm sorry? It ain't even about taking that away from you. It's just that I don't want to be there. I don't want no part of it. I'm not going to be, when she take her last breath, I'm not going to be at the funeral. I'm not going to be nowhere around. I'm not going to go talk shit about her. I'm not going to be bad. I'm just not going to be nowhere around because I don't want that around. I don't. When your family is really messed up, your focus is on living your life and the people you invite into your life. So if I got a girlfriend, I got a job, or the things I'm doing, that's my life. That's what I'm catering towards. And she died. Let me tell you how messed up her life is. For those who've been here since the beginning, you remember when I talked about Astro, his mom, the reason she loved Astro more than her other grandchildren is because his mom, of the five girls, my mom, Astro mom, and her three other sisters, was out of wedlock. Because my grandmother was mad she couldn't be with Astro's mom, father, because he was married. She cheated on my grandfather. When my grandmother died, she could have lived a lot longer. The pain medication they was giving her, she was taken care of by Astro's mom. So the pain medication they was giving my grandmother, Astro's mom, she was the spoiled anointed one. She took her pain medication, she sold it on the streets for money. She took every pill they gave my grandmother and sold it, and she watched her own mother suffer until she died. This is the one that she spoiled, that she gave the first car to, that she did everything for. She murdered my grandmother, basically. She murdered her. She's probably going to die anyway, but she killed her a lot faster. Not only did she do that, but even though my grandmother spoiled her, my grandmother wasn't stupid. She knew that she couldn't trust her with money. She couldn't trust her to take care of everything. So she spoiled her. But when it came to the finances, her life insurance policy to take care of her funeral and everything, she put her life insurance in my mom's name. And then my mom's baby sister. So the oldest and the youngest were the two that she trusted when it came to paperwork. Except for when she died, she was living with Astro Mom. So Astro Mom got all the mail. She got the life insurance policies. She got everything. Astro Mom locked them up in the safe and has them to this day. My grandmother funeral was paid for by her two children that she shunned the most. They had to pay for that out of pocket because they didn't know who her insurance company was. They didn't know anything because Astro Mom the pride in her that I'm the spoiled one and you didn't leave nothing to me, even though I sold your pills and killed you. The pride in her wouldn't let her give up that paperwork. That's there are people on here. There are people on here. There are people on here who only know of the recent videos that I made. So that's all they know about me. And then there are people on here who know about my full time on YouTube. And people will always say, like, there's different personalities of different sides. There's only one. There's a boy named Jon Shay that people call John that will forever take up anybody who was picked on and abused. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do to me. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care. There's been times I've saw people bullied on the internet. I took off for these people bullied on the internet, and a whole wave of people came at me to destroy my name, my reputation. And what they didn't realize, to this day, to this second, till I say this, they had no clue that when they spit all this venom at me, I was happy. Because you forgot about the person you was initially bullying. There is no John is awesome at taking up for people who lost their life. There is only one John. I take up for everybody I come in contact with that's being harassed or bullied, whether you're dead or alive. It is you who may break me up into categories and say that you only like when I take up for people when they've lost their life. But because of everything that I went through in my life, I spare no pity for why you were being shitty to someone else. You can't tell me you were being shitty and put someone else down because you had a horrible life. I had a horrible life too, but I don't use that to abuse other human beings. I don't use that to make myself feel superior by bothering other human beings. It's all senseless to me. All of it. There's only one John. I'm going to tell y'all something that hurt my feelings. I don't think I've told any. Maybe I told Stephanie Harlow this, and my girlfriend. I've told no. There's only two people I told this. Y'all remember when I first said I was going to interview Stephanie Harlow? I said I was going to interview Stephanie Harlow. I don't know her, nothing about her. I'm admiring her work rate. Stephanie Harlow made a community post. And when she did, all the abusers and bullies that fucking bash people that I took up for, they flocked to Stephanie Harlow and they said the most vile and disgusting things about me. And I read them. And what y'all don't know, like everybody think we so different. We're not different. We're the same. Stephanie read all those comments about me. And she said, fuck all y'all. Nobody's going to tell me who to talk to, who to get to know. And then Stephanie said some shit like, you've been through trauma. You ain't even got to tell me. I can see it in your eyes. And that's why you draw your passion out to take up for so many fucking people. That's why you put yourself in harm's way. I can see it in you. That shit scared me when she said that. I don't know how she knew. I don't know how she knew that. She didn't fold. But I learned at that point that anybody who says anything nice about me, that they're going to run and say terrible shit. So just like 2 weeks ago when I made the Gannon Stalk video, a YouTuber by the name It's a Crime, she was floored with my content. She loved my channel. So many people came over that she recommended my channel. And she posted my Gannon Stalk video on her page. And when she posted on her page, what do you guys think happened? Same thing. This guy's terrible. He's harmful. They say all this disgusting stuff about me. She posted a bunch of shocking emojis. She deleted her comment on my page. She took down her post and she ran for the hills. And I look at all scenarios, and everything that happens in life is from a choice that you made. I made the choice as a grown ass man that I will come at any fucking harmful community on the internet. I don't care if they dox your address. I don't care what harmful thing that they do. I'm not running. I've been through way worse in my life. If the result of doing this means that there's going to be negativity attracted to my name, I'm totally fine and I accept all responsibility for that. Because they may not, the new person who hearing about me may not know everything, but I know in the situation that crazy person is acting nice to you to convince you something wrong with me, I stopped someone from being harassed. I stopped someone whose heart was beating very fast, who thought that their life was in such turmoil. I stopped them from going through what I went through. When you watch my videos, I cannot stop that because they are fucking dead. But I can take this dead person scenario, these specific things of how every situation that they neglected Caitlin Nicole Davis, we can spread awareness and we can stop somebody else from going through that. Of what I went through and what Caitlin went through. Or when the Hart kids didn't eat. Or when Gannon was being abused by a stepmom. I don't give a fuck about no reputation or none of that stuff. I just want to stop somebody from going through something that I know I went through firsthand. Means even my reputation. So while no other person would give you their life story, I'll give you mine and I will leave this up. It may have helped somebody. You came out strong. Kelly, since I was 14 years old, I told him that it was betting on the wrong racehorse. I believed it and I proved it. And if you want a more than PG-13 way that I cleaned up this live, go watch Antoine Fisher. Just go watch it. I didn't even know. I knew in April I was purposely picking children. I didn't even realize I was picking children on other cases. It didn't even. I thought I was just doing true crime. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that matters to you, you're gonna do. Like if a woman was raped or molested, she gonna inadvertently, without even realizing it, if she see a woman getting picked on, she gonna jump up strong for that. She don't even realize she doing it. I wasn't trying to pick out kids until April. This is my first time purposely. All the other stuff, I didn't realize it. But you match it to your life. Caitlin, when Caitlin was in that room and it was just a mattress on the floor, I lived that. I lived that. I was in a room without a mattress on the floor and with the mattress on the floor after that. When, like, I feel bad for my mom, man, because my mom feels like it's her fault and she gonna beat herself up. I think she should beat herself up because that's what good people do, and I think my mom is a good person. I think my mom was young, and my mom didn't have her children. For a lot of times, she didn't have her children. I think from the outside looking in, it's easy for somebody to pick on my mom for their son seeing such trauma and all this stuff. It happens all over. I'm not gonna pick on my mom for that. I say this on a lot of my lives. If you never see me live, I look at what's inside of a person, which is intent. You may not have been strong enough to leave the situation. Well, when I look at intent and I think about my mother never was an evil person. She never had bad intent, no matter from the many mistakes that she made. I will forever forgive anybody that has great intent. To me, evil means evil intent. And it's going to be very hard to get around someone with evil intent. My grandmother had evil intent. When I was 27 years old, I was walking in the mall and I saw Miami. You don't know because you're a kid, they look so tall. This motherfucker like 5'7". It's always the short ones that want to get all the big muscles and stuff to try to make up for their height and stuff they don't have. So, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm looking down. He's old. And I know I could beat you down right here in this mall for all the times I watch you punch my mom in the face and you beat on us. You abuse us. You abuse children and women. You weak son of a bitch. I just stood face. He was smiling. He was like, look at you, man. You got all big. You big. He was like all smiling and stuff. And I was just looking at him like, hey, man, have a nice day. He walked down the stairs. I walked up the stairs. I felt better. I felt great that I didn't want to do nothing to him. I didn't want to fuck him up. I didn't want to do nothing because he wasn't even worth it. He wasn't even worth it. To me, just standing face to face with him and letting him see the grown man who take care of his children, who love his children, the grown man. Yeah, it's called a Napoleon complex. Yeah. That's all I need. I just want to see the grown man. People on YouTube love so drama. You can't listen to people. You have to give others a chance for yourself. Never go out others say, never judge, especially off of that. Yeah, but I guess it's a business too. You don't. You got an ice cream shop that's selling great ice cream every day. You don't want to. You don't want to be associated with the pizza place that's getting some negative reviews from not even customers that had a bad experience, but customers that wanted to do some harmful shit, and that pizza owner wouldn't let them do harmful shit. So they want to fuck up his business. And I get it. It's not fair. Life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. But I'm not mad at nobody. You come on here and you start making a good name for yourself, and you got a good thing going on and a good business going on, and you like, oh, something pop up I thought was great, negativity attached to it, let me remove myself. I ain't mad. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell y'all something. Nobody needs anybody. I just want to put these stories out there, and I do. My secret plan is I want 100,000 signatures on moving Amina and Sarah's grave from the forgotten, beaten down Muslim grave that they're at now to the real grave that loving people want them at. This is a promise I made to someone, and that's the biggest, number one reason why I want my channel to grow. If I get my channel as big as Danielle Hollins or John Lord and Stephanie Harlow's, if I get it, I know for a fact I can get those signatures. And from this internet shit, I can make something change in real life. I can make something change. And if I make that change, then Sarah and Amina will never be of memory. That's what that girl said. That girl who knew her father wanted to kill her. She said, I'm afraid if my father kills me, I would just be a memory. That's it. That's the number one. If you ever see my channel blow up big, all you're going to see is me begging. I just want 100,000 signatures. I will fucking retire. That's all I want. Then I secret him more. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't want to, but I don't want to start now and be like, I a really passionate 1,000. I want to make sure that is gonna reach 100,000. I won't retire. I won't retire after. That's one thing I'm glad that Stephanie told me. There's a lot of people that come to her for these shows and deals, and she don't budge if they want a piece of her YouTube, because that's you. That's what you can control. That's what you put out. No matter what I do, if I go to direct movies and films, I write screenplays and do all this stuff, I will forever have this YouTube channel. And one thing I love about going through all the drama and stuff that people have brought me during my time on YouTube is that I learned that the only time your channel stops is when you stop. You can say whatever you want to about me. I'm gonna go study your case, put my heart into it, and put it out there. This channel lives. It'll forever live. No one can take it down. No one can stop it. Only thing that can stop it is if I stop, and I'm not gonna stop. Get me the link to the petition. If you go to Ruth, I don't know if she got that one. I know you guys will, but I gotta be smart with it. You guys will do it, but it's only 137 people watching, and not every 137 person has good intentions. I want to get 100,000 signatures. I want the people who really want this to happen. I want them to cry. I want them to cry, and I want them to see so many people still care about these girls that it's not an opinion, it's a fact that they will never become a memory. It's not the only thing. If I had it my way, Christine will find the bones or whatever remains of her mother from being missing for over 30 years. I grew really, really close to her. Um, that was the first time I ever talked to somebody in a case. If I had it my way, we would find where Brittany Shank's body is located. Somebody called me out on this. For all y'all know what I'm doing for Adrian Jones' video. If you go to like the first 2 minutes of my Lori Vallow video, you can literally hear my stomach growl so loud. I was like, when I was editing it, I was like, I don't think nobody gonna hear that. And somebody left a long comment, John, I heard your stomach growling. I was like, what? If you did in that case, it will show me what you do. It broke my heart. Thank you, the Glare, man. Y'all subscribe to the Glare too. And you want to look at somebody's intent, their soul, the inside of how nice of a person there is. It's the Glare, man. He's a very, very great dude, man. I got showed a lot of love from a lot of big true crime YouTubers, so I can't wait to pay it forward. Like I literally can't wait. Give me y'all want to tell y'all who you want me to tell you who I looked up to, who never was big? Go to Tiffany Renee. Just go to my channel and then click on other channels and you'll see who I recommend. She has 8,000 subscribers. She was the person I looked up to when I got in. When I first started watching true crime on YouTube, I was watching Kendall Ray. I love Kendall Ray's sassy attitude. I love that as she inserted her opinions into it. But Tiffany, the one thing I love about her was I would read her comments. And this girl, she got 8,000 subs now, right? So she had like 1,000 subs back then. So I'm looking at someone who got 1,000,000 subs, someone who only got 1,000, and the person with 1,000 subs, every video she would make, the family of the victims is there. And I'm like, wow, she ain't even that big. And that change, that's like, yo, this is, if you're going to do a YouTube channel, it's important. It's very important because this case may not be famous to Joe Blow or whatever, but this case is big to this person's family. So the family is looking at everything that you do. Every time they name come up, especially if it's like a missing case or a case that happened a long time ago. And Tiffany was she was so caring of the families, and she kept her comment section, everything clean. Melissa Ellen, I talk to like every day. I think she got like 8,000, maybe 9,000 subscribers. You know, the glare. It's a lot of people out there, man, that y'all don't even y'all don't know because their name is not big. A lot of people say, I've never heard of you, John. Where you been? I've been right here, you know? Yeah, if I can have 50,000 subscribers and Tiffany Renee can still have 8,000, I'm still gonna look up to her, man. If it went for her, people, if everybody played a part into me saying, you know what, man, I'm gonna finally make a YouTube channel about true crime. I'm finally gonna do it. So like, all of them welcomed me with open arms. I first met John Lorden. He pulled me to the side, and the things he told me, like, yo, what you do is just flat out incredible. Like, he gave me the utmost praise. I was like, wow, like, yeah, I just watched this dude, and Danielle Holland, you know what I'm saying? Danielle Holland left Crime Con, and as soon as she got home, she put the biggest, most sincere Twitter comment like, "Oh my God, is this new guy Jon Chrymes?" And she watched with her whole family on her television, watched my videos. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. Just you know, getting a true life friend. Like I don't give a damn about no true crime or YouTube. Period. When I think of Stephanie, that's just my real life. That's just my real life buddy, man. That's like I get married, she gonna be there. You know, she gave me she gave me a teenage niece. You know, like it's crazy. You can get real people that's sincere in your life that really care about you. It ain't gotta be the family you was given. Yeah, yeah, that families may see the video. Yeah. Sometimes I think that sometimes I forget about Tiffany Renee and her channel being small, and the families were seeing all her videos because I get so shocked. I'm like, oh, the family reaching out to me. I guess because I watch so many other cases on the crime. Like I watch a billion Lori Vallow videos. I'm like, it's so many Lori Vallow videos. Who cares about my one Lori Vallow video? And I'm like, oh, they contacted me. They're telling me how much they like the video, and you know, I literally like for me to do Gannon Stout, for me to do Gannon video, I had to immerse myself into this world. There's no script. There's like I immersed myself in the world so much. I remember, and I'm gonna go back to Gannon. I ain't leaving the subject, but I remember the day that Lori Vallow case became simple to me, and it wasn't complex at all. I think the missing key was just truly understanding where her niece fit in. Because I remember people would mention her niece, and I'm like, yo, why does it matter? Why I don't. I remember the day it clicked, and I'm like, this ain't even complex to me no more. And I got to say it's complex in the video. It's gonna be complex to new people. But back to Gannon though, to immerse myself in that whole entire world so much, and keep researching his mom and looking up his mom, and all of a sudden his mom see my video. It was crazy. Thank you, Linda. I think everybody fighting for the victim. Everybody, if I name their name tonight that they care. They sincerely care, man. We used to be able to just click on your name and you could be directed to the channel, but not anymore. I don't understand why YouTube changed that. My girl Tanny is my right hand man. Tanny, if you could post the Glares link. The Glare was supposed to go live with me after that Gannon video. Angels Jones one of a kind. Yeah. We only have one life to live. That is true. All right, guys, I don't want this to be too long. Leave up here. So for Child Abuse Prevention Month, you have the story of Jon Chrymes. I'm gonna let them try to post his link up because I don't know what's happening, but I think that they want to put his link. What link are you guys looking for? The Glares channel and Caitlin Nicole Davis video? Stephanie has a way of digging up facts you never heard of. Facts. That is all facts. Glad to say hi. Thank you, Star Wilson, but this will be up. Thank you, Lori Little Lolo. Damn, the glare makes everything hard, man. Why you gotta be so difficult, man? Why? I'm trying to give you a shot. Why you gotta be so difficult, man? I'll find this channel. Boom, I found it. Thank you, Flower. Flower for life. Love you always. You always have my back. That's the glare right there, you guys. And someone said Caitlin's video. Wait, it'd probably be better for Caitlin video to go to playlist. True crime documentaries. Y'all know what? The month of April was supposed to be crimes with crimes, simple videos, and at the end be Adrian Jones would be the only documentary. And in the month of April, I've done all documentaries. I didn't plan to. It's just like you start getting this information and you're like, there's no way I can just talk about this quickly. I got to go all in. I didn't intend it to I didn't try to do this. Like, all right, here's Caitlin video. Thank you from Canada, Rose Z Bean. Your work is amazing. I listen to many of your talents. Thank you, Carla. Who is this up here? Sherry B. Thank you, Sherry B. And she's divine. You make your own family in the lives you live. I'll be watching. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to go. So thank you, guys. And like I always say, don't kill, make a sandwich. I won't even end right there. I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. This is a great story. This happened this morning. So she never followed my YouTube, but maybe she's seeing this because I posted on my Facebook page. I posted Lori Vallow video, and I know she clicked on that. On a previous YouTube channel I had in 2012, a married couple used to follow me. When a couple follows me, you typically talk to the guy. So I'm talking to the guy most of the time. I see him a year later, and they're no longer married. And he tells me what happened. I haven't spoken to his wife or nothing, but I'm Facebook friends with both of them. He tells me everything that happened. Broke up, he's horrified, blah, blah, blah. And I hadn't heard from him since. So he left social media. He's gone. I had no way to contact him. His wife still on my Facebook. So through all the years, I watched everything this person go through. I didn't say nothing. I didn't comment. I just would see every picture they post, every Facebook post they post. You ever just sat back and just watched somebody on Facebook throughout the years? I watched when they were happily married, and then I watched her get a new apartment, and I watched her date this guy, and it didn't work out, and I watched her date that guy. I know she had a mental breakdown because her best friend died, and it was very traumatic in her life. And I watched her go through all that trauma and trying to find herself again, and just how broken she was at the loss of her friend dying for so many years and losing her whole family because of that, not getting over it. And I told you in my community post when I woke up, I just thought about reaching out to Ruth, who is in the story of Sarah and Amina. And after I talked to Ruth this morning, I pulled up my Facebook, and with me secretly watching this lady entire life until 2020, I decided to send her a message, and I said, I quietly watch I watch you go through every emotion a human being can go through over these past 8 years. And I sent her a long sentimental message, and I said, you taught me that life is about a continuous journey that's forever moving along. You just got to move along with it. And she sent me a message back saying she was crying. She said that throughout the years, she always watched my meaningful Facebook posts and everything that I put up. And she root for me. And she said nice things back to me. Her Facebook pictures, her in love with another guy, and they're very happy. And I tell you all just that conversation I had with this person who I've never spoken to in 8 years, but I have watched every day. I tell you that because of what the comment that person said. You can meet people, you can meet loved ones and people you care about along the way, man. Life is just about a continuous journey. Don't ever beat yourself up. Don't ever say that I did this one thing and I'm so bad I can't let myself. No, life gonna keep moving on. The clock keeps moving on. You keep moving along with it, chasing those sincere, meaningful smiles. Now, I would say, don't kill, make a sandwich. You have a great night, man.